Greetings, geeks and geekorellas. It is me. I am back. 2 videos in a day. Hadn't done that in a while. But I promised to continue Reverie till its end, and I plan to keep that promise. I like this show, and I'll keep talking about it, even if nobody else does. I'm sorry if that comes off a little strange. I am a little out of it today. Had a decently sized day with a night of not much sleep, so like I said, I'm a little out of it. And speaking about out of it, oh my god, Reverie. This was honestly pretty much a filler episode until those last 10 minutes. Oh my god. It was like, whoa. For multiple reasons, including one that was kind of spoiled in the preview for this week. But anyway, we'll get to that later. From this point on, I will start to get into spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, please. It's a good show. And then come back and tell me what you think in the comments down below. So let's get into this. Alright, like I said, this episode was kind of mostly filler, but it did address an issue that I kind of didn't think about. And that's old people can relive their life in Reverie, but because they're so old, but because while they're in the homes, retirement centers, but sometimes when they're in there because their body is getting frail, so going into Reverie and staying into Reverie hurts them even more. So when an older woman steps into Reverie, the team is on the clock, not only because her body is breaking down because of cancer, but also because of the head of the facility that she's staying at basically tells them, if you don't get her out by tomorrow afternoon, I'm moving her to a prison-like facility where she can just die. Wither away and die in Reverie. They're like, shit. So they gotta work against the clock, and Mara goes in and immediately she's fallen back for Ben, so she immediately thinks that it's about a guy, which luckily it's not. This show very much, several times, passes the Bechdel test. Which, if you don't know that, look it up. It's a TV thing about women in TV. So, Mara tries to put it together for her to meet up with the guy and have a romantic date, see him one last time. And, of course, like I said, it's not about the guy. She gets pissed because this all was happening in the military occupation of Peru. I think it was like during the, I want to say 70s? Yeah, it was the 70s. But her real problem was not her love interest. It was several girls that she was looking after, and we find out that her real life story was that she was let these girls escape and that her reverie was that she wanted to relive that because she's getting older and feeling like her life has no purpose, so she wants to relive her proudest moment. And so Mara tries to get out of Reverie and talk to the guy about him taking her out and restarting the Reverie so that she can. He says no. He's kind of a dickbag about it. So she works with the team, and with a little help from Ben and his team, which, by the way, can we please see more of them? He figures out a way for Mara to help her to find the girls and free them. And we also find out at that point that that's the last time she saw the girls. And that it saddens her because she was never able to find out what happened to them. Also, she kind of doesn't want to come out of Reverie and wants to just wither away and die. Which, I don't want to get morbid, but if this show gets a season 2, I kind of want to see an episode where Mara makes the hard choice and allows the person to stay there and die. I mean, maybe it's someone who's in a coma that will never wake up, or is just on a machine, or I don't know, but just go higher in that debate than you shouldn't do that. Okay. But anywho, so Mara gets her back into the real life, and Mara pulls some strings, gets Charlie to pull some strings, and finds out what happened to the girls. And one of them comes to the living facility to visit her, say thank you, tell her all about her family, which honestly, even though this was a filler episode, that kind of really hit me in the feels and was the start of the surprisingly good ending to a filler episode, because if you couldn't tell by my really short summarization, it was kind of filler up until this point. And there was some feels stuff. Also during the episode, Mara was reconnecting with Ben, and even reconnecting, if you know what I mean. But, and Mara's been really happy about it. Like, I thought it was kind of weird at the time, but now it makes sense that she had memories of them together. And so that was kind of weird, but now it explains it. Because we get to the end of the episode, and Mara and Ben are at her place, and she gets a call, and it's from him. And she's like, what? And then he pulls out his phone, and it's not ringing. And then she answers it, and it's him on the line. The real him, because apparently she's been talking to a digital illusion thing. A side effect of Reverie, I guess. But he then morphs into the brother-in-law, and then disappears. And so she's like, what? She's freaking out. Meanwhile, damn it, I just Googled her name. I want to say it's Emily. the head scientist chick. If I got her name right or wrong, sorry. But anyway, she has to meet up with her old tech partner, who was her partner in more ways than one, and had that volatile ending. Which, if you go back to my reviews, I said he was going to be an overarching villain. And this kind of proves it, because they meet back up. He helps her, but then proves why they severed all ties with him. Only for it to end with him finally getting his reverie, and in the middle of a bar. Which I think he did on purpose, because he looks around and sees all the people. I think this is a message to Emily and Mara, because Mara's going to have to go in to get him to wake up. So which also maybe in a cool twist, they'll have Emily, or whatever her name is, step into the Reverie instead. So we get to see someone else plug into Reverie 2.0, which could be interesting if they decide to tackle that way. But anywho, he collapses because he joins Reverie right in the middle of a damn bar, so of course he is. Which, that couldn't have been fun for the actor. I wonder if they had to get a stunt guy. Oh crap, look at that. I was trying to go fast and then I ended up focusing too much on the ending. But that was a hell of an ending. Anyway, I really like this episode. I cannot wait for the last 2 episodes where things are going to get intense. They hint that there's more to the story. They don't hint. They basically tell you that there's more to the story of her and her sister and her niece. And I'm almost wondering if 1 or 2 of them survived and is in Woodsec. Witness protection, for those that don't know. And that Charlie knew and hid it from Mara. Or maybe brother-in-law didn't kill them, someone else did. Who knows, but I'm excited to see. But thank you for joining me. Join me tomorrow for Cloak and Dagger. Whew. 2 more episodes of that too. I really cannot wait, because I've also been loving that show. Maybe even more so than Reverie, but can't really compare. It's like apples and oranges. But anywho, for real this time, I'm going to cut off saying thank you for watching. Just go to the outro, Brian. Till next... Damn it. Excuse me. Till next time, and beyond.